Want to increase your productivity on the go or at home by adding a second monitor that you can take with you anywhere? Well, then check out the Robey 4K portable monitor. With a 3840 by 2160 resolution, HDR FreeSync support, and 100% sRGB color coverage, it can manage your productivity and gaming tasks. Check out the code in the description below for $15 off, as well as a link on where to pick up this portable monitor. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I am your host, Robey from Robeytech. I don't know what we're going on here. I don't know what we're going in there, but this was going back. It's actually pretty awesome, pretty excited about it. Now there's, was there an audio before? There's a link to the monitor. We'll get it actually if folks from Twitch, folks could grab it from the YouTube description. We'll get a link in there. I don't know. I thought the audio was playing. It looked like the audio was playing, but you guys didn't hear audio, huh? That's always fun. So anyway, we'll play the ad again. But yeah, going from there. But yeah, we're sorry about that. But yeah, we'll get a link to the we'll get a link down in the description just below, and we'll have it play through the chat. It's at the top of the YouTube. But welcome everybody to another early edition of Robeytech. Sorry for the early stuff. I keep having little family things that are doing this. I promise not to make this a usual thing. But yeah, we can't hear it at all. I could hear it. Oh, you heard it. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. So anyway, welcome everybody. Pretty excited about it, and welcome to the show. 181 people here already. This is going to be an interesting one because the way that I'm going to do this is not my usual. We're going to do this like if it was my first build. So this is Venom's. This is a actual commission build. So this individual, usually I don't do builds this expensive, but Venom God reached out, and I was like, you know what, this would be a great opportunity. I've had a lot of requests for people to do budget builds. This one's coming in at only $1,600 pre-tax. The way I'm going to do this is the way that I would do it if I was a brand new builder. And no, that doesn't mean I'm going to make a ton of mistakes. I'm going to show you what I would do if I was building a PC for the first time. So there's a lot of things I do just because I build a ton of PCs, and this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to take some pacing a little bit differently and kind of show you. So if you're new to PC building, this is a great episode to tune into. This is almost like a beginner. I'm going to try and do one of these a month just so people who are kind of like in great opportunity to ask questions. We're just going to take our time getting through this build, because if I was just going to build this PC just off the bat, I could probably do it in about 45 minutes. So definitely something I'm going to be slow and kind of take my time. Super appreciate Org Chaos for the resub. 7-month anniversary, man. Huge member of our community. Just I have to give a shout out to Org, who just basically sits there, takes a lot of questions. Really knowledgeable individual, and I really appreciate him being a member of the community. I posted a picture. It's lit in red. Okay, people are going through there. Happy also launch of Formula F1. So we just got finished seeing the Formula F1. I was just looking at the qualifiers and where people were basically sitting. Looks like Leclerc is at Ferrari, basically hitting P1. So congratulations to Ferrari. Obviously going to be getting up early to watch the races. Still hoping for Lando and Daniel Ricciardo to do a little bit better, but I know McLaren's been having issues. For those of you who are watching Formula F1, or maybe even watching Drive to Survive, another great episode. But yeah, a huge Formula F1 fan, so excited about that. We did a McLaren PC, one of the first PCs that we ever did, which was actually pretty awesome. But yeah, how is everybody? Happy Saturday. I have been up since 6 o'clock. We did our first training hike. In fact, starting next weekend, you guys will start seeing our Footprints of Fight, which is I summit a mountain, Mount Rainier, which is a local mountain here in Seattle, 14,410 feet. Pretty big mountain. It's not having to do oxygen or anything like that, but I've been oh, I get it, Alex. Something that I train all year for. We started our first of our training hikes today. So we did I know it's a terrible name. We did Poo Poo Point, 1,600 foot elevation gain this morning, and so went and did that this morning. So I've actually that's why I was delayed getting started, just getting off of that hike and getting prepared to hang out with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna be raising money for cancer. A huge thing. It's going to be an 18-week fundraiser. So I'd love to see our community kind of rally behind these families and do something super awesome, as well as just be good at building PCs. But yeah, it's good to see you. But I hope everybody is doing well. I'm excited to get to do this today. Let's go through the giveaways. At 107, we have 192 people here. Feels like a good time to talk about that. First and foremost, we have two giveaways that are kind of the same. They're like the bread and butter, and that's our 250 gig NVMe SSDs. If we get 2 level 5 hype trains during the show, we'll give away a 250 gig NVMe, and that's to the Twitch folks. So if you're over at twitch.tv/Robeytech, I know we're streaming to multiple channels. I'm streaming to twitch.tv/Newegg, twitch.tv/Robeytech, youtube.com/Robeytech, and oh, Jafaz, what's up, man? It's good to see you. 21 months, man. Dude's a huge supporter. So and also over at facebook.com/Robeytech. But we are going to be today. We are streaming at twitch.tv/Robeytech. So if we get a level 5 hype train twice on twitch.tv/Robeytech, then we'll give away a 250 gig NVMe SSD. And the way you activate hype train, which we're going to start right now, is by doing things like what Jafaz did, nor Chaos did, gifting subs, all that sort of stuff. Will activate that, bits, all that stuff. If we get 500 likes over at the YouTube, so over at youtube.com/Robeytech, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. But also, basically, if we get 500 likes on the video, we'll also give away a 250 gig NVMe SSD. Now, down in the corner, you'll see where it says 2 of 50. If we get to 50 subs, comes a $50 Newegg gift card. If we get to 100 subs, comes a $100 Newegg gift card. And then it grows, 150 subs, 200 subs, and so on and so forth. So we earn a lot. The more the subs, the bigger the giveaways, which is always super awesome. And we love to give things away to you. But the way that we do it is via the giveaways. So the giveaways the subs fund the giveaways, which is great. Lastly, we have a 3070 Ti. We announced the winner for the 3080 on the last stream. So we have the 3070 Ti for the month of March. If you want to get in on that, that's twitch.tv/Robeytech. We're doing a sub-only giveaway. What you got to do is you just got to use a Prime sub. The Prime sub is usually the cheapest one. Most people have Amazon Prime. You get a free Prime sub with your you get a free Twitch sub with your Prime subscription. You can use that, and then you're entered to win a giveaway. And that giveaway is for a 3070 Ti. If you want to get extra entries, you can do things like subscribe at, you can do things like gift subs, which so many people do. So, for instance, Made in America just gifted 1 sub. That gets him extra entry. You can also do things like subscribe at Tier 3, like Jafaz. That gets him 10 extra entries. Or you can subscribe at Tier 2. That gets you 5 extra entries. So lots of different ways to get in on that and get you some extra entries in towards winning that amazing GPU. Lastly, a couple PC giveaways that are happening. We are coming up at the end of the Seagate PC giveaway, and we just launched the 1000 step-by-step giveaway. The PC giveaway is done by Seagate and us, and then Newegg and EVGA are giving away a $1,000 PC rig. Both of those are available over. Check it out at it's over at robeytechdeals.com/giveaways. I think is what it is, right? Jafaz giving out a gifted sub there as well. Thank you, Jafaz. So if we want to get those links, the best thing about being a sub is subs get extra entries into those giveaways away. So not only do you get extra entries towards the gift, towards the graphics card, but you could actually walk away with a full PC rig, and both of those are available there. Lots of things that you have for giveaways going on right now. So super appreciate all your support. Let's see if we can get the hype train started. Vicar of Mayhem dropping his 1,000 bits. I think we need one more, and then we'll hit that. That goal line, and then we'll start the hype train. Jafaz, how have you been, man? It's good to see you. How's your PC? It's starting to like we're doing a new PC for Psycho. So I thought of you the other day when we started we're doing a home theater PC for Psycho. Look at that, one more. We got Zunny Nunya Bidness subscribing for 1 month at Tier 1, and that's a 2-month anniversary. You just got married? Wow. Well, dude, that's crazy. Okay, well, everybody say happy 0th anniversary to Jafaz just getting married. Hopefully your wife is as sweet and awesome as you are, man. So welcome. And then High Country Gaming gifted 1 gifted stuff to Arcadian Crow, and kicking things off right there. There we are, level 3, guys. Let's finish it out. Let's get level 5, and then we'll get started on the build. Getting this build built and walking through the whole deal. That's awesome. Hey, does anybody know when the Evangelion theme will be available from MSI? Sorry if this Magic Potato, I do not know. I did not know that was even a thing, and now we'll have to reach out to the MSI crew and find out, because that sounds rad. We'll definitely have to make sure we get some of those parts here on the channel. Oniversary, there you go. 1-iversary, introversary. I don't know how to say it, like happy nuptials. Johnny Cass resubscribing with 1 month, and there it is, 3-month anniversary. Welcome, Johnny Cass, to the family. Come on, guys, let's get it done, then we'll get grim. Yeah, 5950X, like all those prices are getting lower. Everybody's getting ready for the launch of the 12900 KS, and then I don't know, is the 5800 3D, is it out yet? I haven't seen anything about it. Maybe I don't think I missed that, but I don't remember. So I don't know if it's Drafaz giving out 5 gifted subs. Thank you very much, my friend. Happy anniversary again. Anniversary, I think. Bryant 8877, 1 month right there. No, it's not out yet. Maiden, when does it come out? Robeytech. I was wondering, SATA cables with 90-degree bend, do they go in different directions? I bought some at one point in the wrong direction that hooked up to my HDD. They do not. They only go in one way, that L. Do they make them that go the other way? I'm not sure, but I have only seen them one way. So, happy about the price drops, just need the availabilities to perk up. I'll be honest, the availability has been pretty good too. We have been like literally non-stop letting people know when GPUs are available, including like we had like a 3060 for like $499 yesterday. Where's a good place to sell used parts? Probably like on that Facebook Marketplace site. I'll be honest, man, it's hard selling used parts, especially PSUs, maybe Mobos, but I don't know. Still is $499. Oh, so it's still there. Okay, well that's pretty good. Thank you very much, Mr. Young. $2 tip. Appreciate that, my friend. Getting through there, guys. Level 4, 3 minutes left. Let's get this done. Let's just get it going so we can start building. Start doing some building. So I appreciate all you guys. 263 people here. We're gonna be doing some fun. I'm upset the new Alienware is sold out already. Which one, Creamy Thick? Which new Alienware? The new Alienware what? Laptop? Thank you very much, Spad, for the bits. April 20th. Okay, thank you, dude. I was curious when that was. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely do a review for that. Yeah, I know a lot of people who buy used parts. I just don't do it. But what's the next model coming up? So, rumor is that they're calling it Ryzen 7000 series. But I don't know. Hey, thank you very much, Radar TNT. Gunlauger dropping his 5. We got the Ninjak dropping 100 bits as well. So heard Ryzen 7000. Yes, it's fine to actually daisy chain. There's been a bunch of studies on it. All in all, it depends on the PSU. If you buy a quality PSU, daisy chaining the second or the third one isn't as big of a deal. So if you're using like a P6 or a G6 or a G5, that would be okay. If you're using something like a Gigabyte, then you're probably going to want to use 3 individual ones. So it really kind of depends on the PSU. I know people who use nothing but used are fine. Every time I buy something used, I get burned and have dead headware. Yeah, VTN, that's kind of my thing. It's just you're rolling the dice, and I don't know how lucky I feel. That's my thing. I don't know. I'd love a new GP, but my budget disagrees. Yeah, Manny Creeper. Yeah, we have. It's just kind of how our bots work. Sorry, man. 206. Come on, guys. Last minute. We're almost done. Then we'll get going. I have an extra Ryzen 7 because I thought my CPU was the FPS issue, but nope. So now I have an extra CPU. I'm going to try and sell. Oz Gaming, you could use it as a beard comb. Just saying. Yeah, that's right. That new monitor. You know, I need to reach out to them and see if they go from there. And then we're at 63 of 500 YouTube likes. I don't know. This is going to be a shorter show. I have a feeling. But I super appreciate everybody getting there. And it's nice to just take these moments to kind of warm up and go from and talk to people. 3060 versus 3060 Ti, you're talking about 1080p versus super 1080p and like borderline 1440 at that point, Emer. So if you're doing 1080p, a 3060 would be okay. 3060 Ti would last longer. Yeah, there you go, Creamy Thick. Yeah, there you go. 3 minutes and 16 seconds, guys. 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Let's finish it out. We can do it. I know it's early in the morning. I know it's a challenge getting that energy going, but we can do it. 1080p to 1440. I would say 1080p to 1440p is more noticeable. 1440p to 4K isn't. And all in all, like it almost feels like even though you go up in res, you have a tendency to go down in FPS. Pet squirrel groomer. That is another option. Pet squirrel groomer. I like that one. I like that. Yep, I like that a lot. I would recommend getting DDR. Well, eJustQ, is it just for gaming? Then DDR4. If it's for more than that, then you could potentially go to DDR5. I mean, sorry, DDR4, unless you have something like 4K encoding, or you're doing like 3D rendering, stuff like that. That's where DDR5 would help. I don't have a use for sound cards. Cosmic Jordan, 5 gifted subs. We are so close, 2 minutes, guys. What was the first game you ever played? The first game I ever played was Mario. I mean, that's just like, it was in Missouri. Somebody had a Nintendo Entertainment System. I definitely played Atari before then, so it might have been Pitfall, but the one I remember was Mario. First PC game I ever played, because PC was my first. I got a PC before I got a console, was a game called Stellar 7. It was like a tank game. And then a game called Red Baron. I played hundreds and hundreds of hours of Red Baron, Battle of Britain. I also played a lot of the Golden Age of Sierra games, so yeah. Are Gen 4's SSDs really worth it for the purpose of only playing games? Killer Gorilla, not really. But the thing is that Gen 4, like if you get like a borderline Gen 4, then it's okay. Like a like an SN750 SE from WD, you know what I mean? Given they're so close to Gen 3 costs, it's just worth getting to Gen 4. Yeah, but you don't really need it now. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that, Org. 1 minute, guys, 36%. Cosmic has done a good job. Gunlager has done a good job. Jafaz is doing a good job. We have 1 minute. Come on, let's close that gap. I hate this last minute because it's like, are we gonna do it? Come on, let's get it. We gotta get it. We're so close. It's probably like 3 subs. We got 1 minute. Come on, guys. Finish it out. 30 seconds. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Vicar of Mayhem, thank you very much, my man. Coming in like a boss and just dropping it in there, taking us up to 24 subs. Let's get to 50. I played a lot of Myths too. A lot of, you remember 7th Guest and 11th Hour? That was a big one for me too. So clutch, Vicar of Mayhem comes in clutch and goes from there. Yeah, Myst was fun. I liked 7th Guest more. I love that game. Hype Train, 28 subs, guys. Thank you very much, guys. And we are rocking right now. And thank you for all the subscribes and follows over on YouTube as well. Okay, so you guys ready to start talking about this? Let's talk about the parts we're putting inside of this budget build. This is a great build, and just excited about this. This is going to be a great 1080p build. And even you could even do you could do some light 1440p, but this is really kind of the focus is 1080p, and we'll go from there. Okay, so starting with the CPU, one of my favorite. I mean, how many people like, especially Org Chaos, Made in America? I know who loves this CPU. Am I not right? Who doesn't like this CPU? The 12600K and the 12400 are just such great CPUs right now. From a budget perspective, they run very, very cool, tons and tons of power. They outperform the 5600X, and just all in all, from the price, such a great price right now for most of these things. I mean, you can get a 12400 for less than just at $200. So. Or Chaos is like, he'd avoid the K version and get a 670 or 660 board instead, which of course you could totally do. Actually it was funny because we ended up finding this, when I got this Z690-P board, we ended up getting it just because it's a K, so we wanted him to be able to unlock. But the mobile ecosystem for this chip is super healthy, VTN. So we have lots of options, especially in the B660, 670 range. I mean, if you wanted to make this build, there's some splurging for a build like this, but there's some splurging here. Orcast is absolutely right. Very similar to the 1000 build that we're giving away, which is on a B660 motherboard. We basically we just did the 12600 versus the 12400, so a bunch of things like that to bring it down. Do these CPUs have automatic overclock features like AMD? They do, but you have to the AMD AI. You have to have the right board for it. It's not the CPUs that actually have it, it's the BIOSes and stuff like that. So if you were to pair this with like a strict Z690 or a Prime Z690, then you would actually get that AI overclocking stuff. But yeah, there we go right there. Okay, so for our board, using something inexpensive. Inexpensive on the Z690 side. You could definitely get something a little bit cheaper if you wanted to on the, if you wanted to do B660 or B670. And this is the Pro Z690-P from MSI. still a great looking board, all black. It's going to look really good with all the rest of the components. I mean, it's still a Robeytech commission build, guys, so we still has to look pretty. That's very important. So that's what we're looking at here. But should look good. For cooling this bad boy, I just love this cooler. It's one of my favorite. It's the Noctua NH-U12S. Especially in this case, I mean, you could probably even potentially do something like a, you could probably even do something potentially like a 12700K with something like this, because it's just such a good, well, that's like really behind, so there we go. Yeah, the NH-D15 is one of the most powerful ones. Yeah, we've actually cooled a 12700K very, very, very easily with that, so I actually love that cooler, and go from there. But love that one, and I'm seeing what other questions. Sorry, my thing got kind of locked up. Okay, so for our storage, brand new NVMe SSD. We used this in a couple builds not that long ago. This is the new WD Blue SN570. These are purpose-built, basically 3,500 megabits. They have really good endurance, just much more creator-friendly. From that perspective. For RAM, this is one of my budget RGB choice in general. And this is the 16 gig of DDR4 3200 at CL16. So really, really good kit of RAM, and I love using this kit of RAM in general. For our power supply, we're using the 650 GT from Supernova. This is a 650 watt gold PSU. Like this one a lot. And then lastly, the last bit of this, we're using the ROG Strix RTX 3060. So great looking card. We are paying a little bit of money just for something that looks pretty. If you were just want to be a lot more budget, you could use something like EVGA 3060 XC or something like that, which is a little bit more budget conscious than RTX 3060 from Strix. So a little bit of overkill on that part. But yeah, this is the parts that we're going to be using. And again, difference between today's build and what we would typically do is we're going to be showing you how I would do it if I was going to build my first PC. Like if I had all my Robeytech knowledge and I'd spent all my time going through this stuff, what would I do and how I would do it differently if this was my first one. And then the other thing too is we got, of course, our Asia Horse cables. So. But go ahead. Oh, nice. It's a good GPU. It's just pretty. So, any questions, thoughts, things before we get going from here? Yeah, Sebastian. I like that. And then we're going to drink lots of water. Hey, Pran, I'm good. Welcome, man. I know you've been busy. Oh, no, let's not lie. Where's the 3080 FE? Sitting in the other room, Jafaz. No, Muzza, he's just saying if you wanted, unless you're going to, K just means you can overclock. If you wanted to do something a little bit more budget and you know that you're not going to overclock, going to a 12600 non-K and then doing a B660 or B670 board. But again, we want to give people the potential when we talk about this stuff. Are you talking to me, J Money? Is the 3060 Ti worth getting for the money versus the I would always recommend getting the best GPU you can. So going from there. Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about it afterwards, J Money. Just reach out to me on Discord. I got a pretty busy day today, but I will see what I can do in terms of reaching back out. Anyway, guys, this is the build. Let's start with what we do first. So, first thing I would do is we're going to do what's called benching a system. And so, the main thing that I would do if this is my first PC and I was going to do this, and this is Robeytech building, but I had all the knowledge of Robeytech, is verify that all of the parts work. And so the parts that I would need for this is I'll need my PSU, my cooler, my CPU, and my RAM, and my motherboard, and my GPU. And we're basically going to make a PC outside of the case first and make sure that everything works. Reason we do this is you spent a lot of parts on this PC, and you spend a lot of money on this PC, and you want to make sure before you go crazy that your PC is basically good to go. And if you need to return anything or fix anything, it's a lot easier to do that before it ends up inside of the case. So, nice little easy first step, something I definitely recommend every time when I do a build beforehand, and we're going to start with that process here today. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to open this all up, get it all connected, and verify that it works. Then from there, we'll move into step 2. So step 1, bench the PC. And I'll walk you guys through step by step everything that I'm doing so you guys can just kind of follow along. But the whole point of this is to spend more time talking to you guys, answering your questions, and doing this a lot more like a beginner. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull out our board, which is very light. It always is, yeah, right now. Yeah, building PCs is always fun. I know that I'm very lucky to get the opportunity to get to do this as frequently as I do. Okay, this one we have to worry about we don't have an integrated I/O shield in this case. Okay, so we're going to put this off to the side. This, I'm putting the motherboard box off to the side. That's where I'm going to stick all the extra parts as we basically build the rig. Oh, except for I'm going to keep the box on this case. Sorry. I'm going to build on the box because I forgot I'm benching. I'm not building this like a Robeytech build. I'm doing good, Subaroos. Okay, so when you build your PC on a motherboard box, I mean for benching, the best thing to do is to use the motherboard box as a place to stick it on. A couple things is it's going to allow me to basically, as I test the GPU, have a place to put it on there, and it kind of works as a nice little bench. Some really cool like motherboards like your EVGA, Darks, and stuff like that actually come with a bench built in, but this one we're just going to use the box because it works and it's anti-static. You can't basically do anything to it, and it's good to go there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install our CPU. Let's go to our top-down view. Sounds like a good plan. Wow, that is really zoomed out, Robes. Zoom that in. There we go. Yeah, free build deck, exactly. And we have some other people, obviously I pretend to know everything. I don't know everything. And so if you guys have other questions, people are going to feel free to jump in and ask you the question. I'm watching a podcast. Who's a better actor, Brad Pitt or Ben Affleck? I would say Brad Pitt. Honestly, I loved him in movies like Moneyball. He seems more versatile than Ben Affleck. That's not to say. Now I haven't seen his latest movie. I know that Ben Affleck was on a brand new Amazon Prime movie that apparently he got some nominations for, but I haven't seen. He hasn't done the same thing. No problem. Beard gets in the way half of the building stuff. I actually grabbed my beard at the same time. Do you have a different name on Discord? Didn't find you on the previous parts. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're opening up getting our chip opened up, just spending time talking to you guys. We got plenty of time here on this build. What's up, Turdog? How are you, man? Yeah, Snatch, yes. Oh my God. I don't know, Tommy. I don't much care for the color. Yeah, he was so good in Snatch. So, I mean, that would be my thing. That's my vit, but I'd love to know other people's opinions. What's going on, Blondie? What's upset? Did something go wrong? Oh, nice. That's a great card. What'd you end up paying for it, Turdog? That's weird, Alex. There's something going on there. That should not be a problem with that PSU. Gertie Wordy, you do not need to reinstall drivers. Though I really suggest a thing called Drive Booster Pro. It's what I use in all my systems, and it keeps all your drivers up to date. There's a lot of drivers that don't get updated. You'd be surprised. Oops, let's put that in there. There we go. Okay, so like I said, we set that in there. Basically, you're just going to sit it in. It really only goes that way, one way on a 12700 on a 12th gen. It's got little dimples on it. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So it only really goes in one way, and that's what we've done here. Not a whole lot to it from a step-by-step standpoint, so you can see how it's basically in there. Then what we're going to do is close this down. That's going to pop at some point in time, maybe. There it goes. Wow, that was a big pop. That was a big jump. And there we go. Now our CPU is installed, and the jump has happened. That was like, wow, Clays. I like 12th gen a lot. So, $499.99. Okay. I'm doing good, Bobby Cat. How are you, man? What's up, Igor? How are you, my man? Yeah, they are. And actually, Ryzen's going to the same. Ryzen's doing the same thing. They're still doing pin on board, too. Okay, let's go ahead and install our first M.2. So this is our M.2 drive. We're going to stick it in the top slot. One of the things that is worth mentioning is that this top slot here, which is why a lot of people stick M.2s there, is usually the only one connected directly to the CPU. The rest of them are usually connected to the chipset. So a lot of times to get the best throughput, a lot of people will put your M.2s at the top. And usually why you want to use the top one for your fastest M.2 drive. That's cool. Yeah, Subarus, you can totally be. We are a neutral family here. Creamy Thick, I think if you're running 12th gen, then that's the perfect time to switch to Windows 11. I mean, now it's gotten a whole lot better. I've been running Windows 11 now natively on all my stuff for a while, and it hasn't been a problem. So I think it now is totally fine. I don't know. I'd love to have other people's opinions, of course. Someone in chat, my PC is turning off randomly for no reason. Any ideas how to fix it? Satan main minion, that is definitely a question that needs a lot more information. Yeah, that's a hard one for me to answer in the middle of a question. Specs on this is a 12600K, a 1 terabyte SN570. We've got a 16 gigs of RAM, 3060 ASUS Strix, and a 650 watt PSU inside of the P360a. Those are all the specs for this build. And a partridge in a pear tree. Yes, I know, Creamy Thick, but I mean, all in all, at this point in time, they fixed the AMD performance issues on. Windows 11, so you're good there. Yeah, only 16 gigs on this one is what I had. Let me just verify that. You know, I was surprised by that too. I think it's supposed to be 32. Let me just verify. I think it's 32. I think for some reason I think we just didn't grab both of them. I'm looking. No, yeah, it's only 16 gigs is all we did on this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's only 16 gigs on this one. I did verify that. I don't normally, but again, for what we paid for the price and what he wanted to get, that's what fit in the budget. He can get another kit for like another $70, so yeah. Teddy G, at this point in time, with the thread director and all the Windows 11 stuff that you get as a bonus with 12th gen, it would make sense for you to upgrade for sure. Okay, so just to remind you what I did here, installing this, pretty straightforward. There's a little slot in the PCB right there, and there's a little slot right here. Just gonna pop it in just like that. Again, we're choosing the top slot because it's directly connected to the CPU in most cases. Then we're just gonna pop it down and screw it in. We did that right. Question from chat, what is the date for the Rainier climb? I believe it's the last week of July. That's a good question. No, Lethal UP, because again, the channel is direct for this. It doesn't cause any issue. But I will tell you this, in the motherboard, in the manual, it actually tells you when you install certain things. Let me find the manual here. Oh, hold on, let me grab it. In most motherboard manuals, I don't know if this may not have it. This seems like a really thin manual. But in most motherboard manuals, if they had it, yeah, this is like not gonna have it. Anyway, there's a little thing. I wish I had another manual with me close. There's a little thing, and what it does is it shows you when you install certain parts when you'll actually see a throughput drop on your slots. So because you have the number of lanes that you have, but in this case, no, I'm not going to see any throughput drop on my on my GPU with that. Yeah, I know, or chaos. I don't like. I really want that to die. It's not a weak MOBO. There's nothing weak about it. Okay, so now at this point in time, we're going to go and put our clicks in. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put the thermal paste on. Now, I actually have M.2 thermal paste in here. I'm going to use his tube. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab our thermal paste out of here. Because it's the same thermal paste I love. And my other tube is running low, so the benefit of being the system integrator in this case, we're going to keep his thermal paste. Because they give you a lot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our thermal paste on. Whoa, that stuff. Wow, that was not what I was expecting there. There we go. Okay, and we're going to do our spread. I have a lot of thermal paste, so I'm going to be cleaning some of it off for sure. Okay, so one thing I love about M.2 is just how easily it spreads. We want to cover the entire IHS in this case. Now, if you were going to do this, if you were a new builder, I like doing it this way. You can do things like like a bread, the little thing that holds bread. That's a great way to do the same thing I'm doing. You just want to get a thin layer on the entire IHS is what you want to do. There we go. Nice thin layer. And then I clean around the edges. There we go. I'm just getting a little bit more even here. There you go. Nice, thin, even layer. There we go. Cool. Now we have a nice, thin, even layer. Oh, a little bit more in the middle there. There we go. There we go. Cool. And then what I'm going to do, clean the outside socket, and then we're good there. And we still have enough on there that we'll get some pressure spread. But yeah, we just have a nice, thin, even layer on there. Okay, cool. Next up, let's get our RAM in. There we go. Sure, what good, Leviathan? What's the questions? $120 SATA SSD is enough for Windows 10, 11 download. That should be enough, but you're gonna, I wouldn't, that's small. I would do 256 as a minimum. Oh, thanks, SFP. Forgot how much you love the peels. I'm gonna go ahead and do my do some hydration. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so let's do, everybody yell at Tom. Say, yell at Tom. Say, Tom, your fault. Everybody be mad at Tom. Okay, next up, we're going to go ahead and get our clicks done. Slots we care about are slot one, these two slots right here. These are A2 and B2. So these are the two slots we want to do since we're only doing 16 gigs. What you want to do is you want to click it in, like so. You want to pause the music because everybody likes to hear the clicks. You're going to take your thumbs. Sorry, I'm trying not to cover our meter. Take our thumbs, and then we give a solid push on both ends. Ooh, that is mushy. Not very good. Terrible clicks. Terrible clicks on that one. Woo! Okay, we're going to do this one. Hopefully this one goes a little better. Nope. Terrible clicks on that one too. Wow. Terrible clicks on those two. Wow, that was brutal. Everybody say, stop making excuses, Tom. There is a point in which air cooling, unless you're spinning it, well, a couple things. One, AIO cooling doesn't cover the RAM, right? In most cases, when you have to go to like much larger CPUs, your AIO is going to be more placed. It's still going to cool, in many cases, more effectively unless you're doing a really massive cooler, and then a big massive cooler covers all of the RAM and all the prettiness. So a lot of times that's why people go AIO. No, Pulse, unfortunately, you just got to do. If you have to T-force it, I love it, Sub Bruce. That's good. If you have to T-force it, you're doing it wrong. Leviathan, unfortunately, the best, I mean, you could do a cloning program. There is a way to clone. The other option is that usually you could just add another drive. Do you not have multiple M.2 slots? Okay, so now we're going to do, guys, we're going to install our cooler. I mean, yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I would just get a bigger SATA SSD then. Instead of buying a 120, buy a bigger SATA SSD. Yeah, you're welcome, Matt Black. I have another one that's a step-by-step as well. That's like literally more of like we show how to do connections, and it's a little bit more in depth. That video just went live, but there are great pre-build options too from great pre-built companies. So you do not feel like you have to do you are going to save money by building on your own in most cases, but you do not need to for sure. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Org Chaos is right there. Okay, so there we go. Got our cooler out. Does this have... Okay, LGA 1700. Okay, cool. There's the blue. I was looking for these. I was like, where's the blue ones? There's the LGA 1700. Okay. Oopsie. And I still, one thing you'll notice, I will still always still look at my instructions. As many of these as I do, it is not weak to look at instructions. Okay, so what we're going to do for this, I'm just going to put together our cooler now. Let's get this out of the way. A little bit of work here. A little bit of work. So it says this side of the surface must face the motherboard. So it's just letting you know that's the surface for the motherboard. We're going to open our little package here. There we go. Okay, so the way that this works is there's two positions on here. There's a little triangle. If you can see it right there, there's a little triangle on the inside. There's a little triangle, and then there's triangles on the, actually on the plate. Now for LGA 1700, you want to make sure the triangle on this little plate is pointed outwards like that. So it should be pointed outwards like that. And then you take this little clip right here, and then you clip it on. Just like that. And so there you go. There you go. Now it's all in there. So again, there's a little arrow on the screw, and that little arrow points to the outside for LGA 1700. And then you take your little clip, and then you just do that all the way around. And you make sure that it says the version that's facing the motherboard. So we're going to do that for all four of these here. Except for what I didn't do, what I just did. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Flip it around. Just like that. Then we're going to clip this on just like so. And you do have a couple extras because Mach 2 is very nice. Okay, so there is your, that's what your kit will look like. And again, all of the arrows are pointed on the outside, not the inside, like so. So you can see it. You can see that everything's kind of on the outside versus the inside, and that's for LGA 1700. Then you'll need these little four blue things. We'll do that here in a minute. And these are some spares. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our motherboard back. Like so. And then we're just going to take this. It just goes right in the back like so. And it'll just go in easily because with LGA 1700, you just kind of slide it back on the Mobo like that. So this is what your board looks like after that. You're going to take these little blue things. You're going to put them on top of these little holes like that. And you want to use the blue spacers. These are the LGA 1700. I don't know what it is with blue. Intel blue, I guess. And then now you're going to grab your little round things. And on these round things are these numbers 1, 2, 3. I know they're hard to see, but it actually says 1, 2, 3 on the little piece. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus on it right there. Maybe. Nope, it's not. It's going to struggle with the focus. There. Oh, it did. Almost did it. Almost did it. Come on, focus, Sony. There it is. See how it says 1, 2, 3? So you want to basically put for LGA 1700, you want it in position 2. So when you put these on, they should be in position 2. So right in the middle, just like that. And make sure it's centered. Cool. And then Grab our little screws and screw them on. Oh, put your other hand. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll do that from now on. Thank you. Pro tip from Blondie but Geeky. Okay, now we're gonna open up this little baggie, all the other stuff. Okay, now we're gonna take our screwdriver. We're gonna put these little things down like so. And you don't want to tighten them all the way yet because you don't want to have the little brackets move. Torrent for sure. The Torrent and the Torrent Nano are close, but the Torrent obviously has 280 millimeter fans, and so that's like with the D8 with the D12S or any big cooler, it's done an incredible job. Even that Thermal Thoris white one that we used in the Nano one was great too. Okay, we're gonna tighten that really nice just to keep it static. There we go. Okay, so that's all in now. More little spare parts. Okay, there we go. Okay, next thing we're going to do now is we're just going to put the cooler on. This does not have thermal paste on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove our fan. So there's a little clip right here on the side. You're just going to lift that clip up, turn around to the other side, lift that clip up, like so, and the fan just comes right off. And then when you want to know for the fan, you basically want your arrows. This is the direction. So the arrows, these little arrows point like in the direction that air is going to go. That's what these little arrows do. You see these little dots, that's how you know the direction. So you're just going to point that like that. Not that it matters until you put the fan on, but that's how they tell you. I'm just going to screw this down. You're going to start on one side until it catches, and then switch back and forth, giving each same number of turns. Until you get all the way to the bottom. So I have a tendency to just do 4 turns on each one. And again, this is if I was a new builder, this is what I would do. And finish it out now. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now it's all finished. Taking all my extra stuff out of this box. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to reattach our fan. Taking this fan right here, this fan header, we're going to plug it into CPU fan right here. There we go. And then we're going to take this. We're just going to basically put this on. And you want to make sure it's even with the top. Just like that. And then our cooler is installed. Now what I'm going to do here And I'll figure out how to cable manage that here in a minute. Usually gonna do this. There we go. Okay, so now that's cable managed and hidden. Can't really see it. Hey! LZS Kensho, I would say the Fractal Torrent, the Corsair 5000D, and are two of the best. And then the Lian Li 011 Air Mini is actually pretty good too. But I love the Fractal Torrent and the Corsair 5000D. Honestly, the other one I'm looking forward to is the new Y60. We haven't got to test the air stuff from that too, but it doesn't radar TNT. It does not matter. It's just, but that's how they let you know the direction. So you can use that to indicate airflow. But those are my the Height Y60 is another one that I'm really interested to see how the thermals end up being. We built a really great airflow build inside of the 011 Air Mini. Okay. So there is our Noctua. Our stuff is installed. Now we're going to go ahead and bench this. So the last thing we're going to do, go to CamLink. And then we're going to go ahead and open this up. And we're going to test our GPU with it. And then we're going to make sure everything works before we put it inside the case. And again, this is for beginners, so it's a little bit different than what you'd see normally on an episode of Robeytech. Depends on size. NR200P is a much different size. If I was going to do an NR200P, I would do an NR200P Max over a standard NR200P. It's just been hard to get Maxes. They've been sold out forever. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to take this out. Now we're just going to test. I have an NZXT on mine, and people are telling me that mine is probably having issues because it's practically boiling. Thanks for the recommendation. You're absolutely welcome. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to the side because we're going to put this away after we're done. And then now we got some peels to do. Oops, a little bit more zoomed out. Let's zoom out a little bit so you guys can see this a little bit better. 31 subs, guys. Let's see if we can get those last 19, so that way we can move on and be at 50 before the second hype train. So we can maybe get a little subathon going. There we go. Nice big peel on that one. I don't think this one has as many peels. I think it's just the little, the little section here. There we go. Oh, it's getting stuck on the little rivet here. Let's do it from the other side. A lot of peels. Thank you, Kai. Now remember, guys, we have that 3070 Ti up for grabs as a sub-only giveaway. So if you want to get in on that, it's a great opportunity to get on that and at the same time get us closer to that goal. So we have a 3070 Ti that we're giving away just to twitch.tv/Robeytech. So if you want to get on that, go ahead and drop that sub. Well, that was like really stuck in there. I'm going to see if you can use a little iFixit here. Yeah, okay. And get that loose a little bit. There we go. This is why iFixits come in handy. Thank you. You're welcome. You should check out Robeytech deals, man. That's where we find the cheapest parts on. We find like all the cheap stuff, cheap parts. And remember, guys, if you want to get a free, like if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, by the way, you have a free Amazon Prime sub that you can drop. In fact, the guy won in July of last year, won using just a free Prime subscription. Okay, same deal here. A little bit too tight. There we go. Tighten those back down. I think this is the last one. There you go. That sound, oh my God, you like that sound, huh? It's gonna, wow, this one's being, there we go. There we go. Nice peel there. Okay, so there's all those peels. A little bit of work on that one. Okay, now we just have the, oh, looks like we got a little one right here and it's already up. Is that to get it? There's that one. So many peels on the Strix cards. There we go. Hey, thank you, Icy Sniper. Guys, we're now 12 away. Little subathon going in the middle. Let's see if can we get to those last 50. There it is. Okay. There's all of our peels on the front. I think, just check the side. This one is a different card because it doesn't have as much on the side. And they did not give you one here. There's no big thing. Okay, so there we go. That's everything. Okay, so we can put this away now. Put this away just because I don't think we'll need this again for a while. There we go. Cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and connect this up. So there's going to take it in the top slot, just push it all the way to the edge here. Go ahead and connect it right here. Make sure there's enough overhang here. Again, what we're doing right now is just benching the system, making sure everything works before we put it inside. So there we go, it's all in. And again, this is for beginners, just kind of showing you what I would do if it was my first PC. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our PSU. Did I really? Oh, one sec, guys. We had this is the wrong PSU. Ow. We're using a 650 G6. Okay, putting that away. Okay, so here's what we're doing right now. Just open this up. We're just going to bench the system. And again, something I definitely recommend for new builders, right? If you've never built your PC, this is just, you're going to make sure everything works. So if there's any problem before you put it inside the case, it's the easiest place to diagnose it. Just make sure everything is good, is what we're doing. So if there's any problem, you can return parts, RMA parts, just put them back in the box before it's taken care of. Okay, so there we go. Now remember, we're going to put this right back in the box here in a few. Only cables we need in this case are, you'd need your power cable, but I already have one, so I'm going to keep that out. And then I'm going to grab just the power cables I need to bench it. So in that case, that would be our VGA, our big boy. We got a single VGA cable and then a single CPU cable. Everything else we're just going to put right back in. Okay, so what we're going to do now, pop these open. Oh, get a good sniff. That's a good call. Thank you. No, those don't smell like anything. They actually just smell like air. They've got a little hint of ozone, but nothing too bad. There we go. And a little bit of this. And there we go. Okay, so that's all we need for this. So what we're going to do is hook up our stuff. CPU and our VGA, just like that. And then, because we're using cable extensions, you absolutely want to make sure these work because these do have fails. So we're going to go ahead and attach the cable extensions. We're not going to put the cable combs on them, we're just going to attach the extensions. So we're going to take our 24 pin, plug that in, plug that into our thing here. Okay, then we're going to take our CPU, plug that into our CPU here. And the CPU, again, this one's split in the middle. It literally is labeled CPU. And it's a 4-pin. Two 4 pins. And the last one we're going to grab is our VGA. it's split like this. There's a 1 and then 3. I'm going to hook that into this right here on that side. Just like that. I'm going to take my same thing and then connect that right down here. So what I've basically done is right now I have a PC completely built outside of the case with all the components I want to make sure to test. And what this does is it says if my cable extensions are bad, I can basically troubleshoot outside of basically having to worry about the cramped space of a case, and it just makes it a lot easier to figure out what's going on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and connect. And if you wanted to, I mean, honestly, you could spend this time once we get it connected, actually install Windows and all that sort of stuff if you wanted to. If you're custom water cooling, you definitely want to do this. So what we're going to do, though, is we're going to hook up our network, because I always do. So should I decide to do that, and then I'm going to hook up my HDMI. There we go. Oh, HDMI's up there, sorry. Learn to read, noob. There we go, just like that. Okay, so now everything's in, just like it should be. Grab my trusty iFixit and a flathead screwdriver. Just like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in down here at the bottom. Okay, we're going to turn on our PSU. Then we're going to jump it by touching these 2 pins right here. And there you go. Now our system is on. We've just jumped it, so now it's on. Now we can basically see if it posts. Make sure there's no problems, everything works. And look, there it is right there, guys. We are now 100% posted. We're actually good to go. We know that everything works. If this showed up right here, oh, there it is. Yeah, you guys saw it temporarily. Now it's just going to train memory. Do that's restart. And there it is. Our system is in, it's restarted, it's BIOS, we're good to go. We know that we have a working PC with no issues that we do. Now what we could do is if you wanted to, if you had like an EVGA board or anything like that, you can actually, at this point in time, you could stress test, you could overclock, you can install Windows, you could do all of that stuff and even test that even a bit further if you wanted to, outside of putting it inside of the system. So again, if you find out there's anything that you have wrong, but as a cursory check for hardware, we now know that we're in good shape and we could go ahead and build it and the PC would in fact post given all the components that are put inside unless we mess something up. But this we know, given this circumstance, that the parts work and that we're good enough to put inside. So that's where we are right now and what we're going to go over there. So time for XMP. People are saying, I do not turn on XMP until after I install Windows. You want Windows, to install Windows, you want it to be in the nicest state absolutely possible. Then once I get Windows installed and everything is good to go, that's when I'll go and do things like XMP, etc. Okay, so we're good there. What we're going to do now is we're going to start taking this apart, minus obviously the motherboard, and get this inside of the case. So just a little bit of reverse, but we now know that the PC works and is in good shape. This is almost a $1,500 option. We do ship to Europe, but just know that you're going to pay customs, which can be a little bit crazy. So there you go. You've seen a system. It's up and running. So what I'm going to do is just take things apart and put them kind of back in boxes, and then we'll put this inside the case. But see, now you have confidence that your PC does in fact work before you do all the building. And it makes it a lot easier when you get done. You're like, okay, I know it works. It's something. So if something happens during the build, you have less to worry about because you're trying to figure out what you did. Okay, do that one. Who's your beard brother? I have no idea. This is a new thing. I've never heard of beard brothers. KevTech, because sometimes the extensions will actually cause issues. We've actually had that happen before. For instance, we actually had a guy who the cable extensions ended up being a whole fault, and that can show up in a lot of different ways. Things like hard drive read errors, things just not getting power, but cable extensions. So sometimes cable extensions can be bad. So we test with cable extensions too. You want to test with all the components on the outside. What about your beard sister? I do not know. Oh, I did not know you had a big pump. Yes, like USB hubs. You want to test with as much on the outside as you can, right? Because it's easier to troubleshoot the issues when the system is outside. Okay, so we've got all that stuff done. We're just basically getting it put back, and then now we'll go ahead and put it inside the system. Okay. Praying I'm good. That's what I just did. I showed people. You basically jump. So I'll show you guys again, and like I did before. But what we did is this one did not have a power button. So there's actually 2 pins right down here. This is your front. You can look in your manual for what these pins, but in the bottom right-hand corner. And what I do is you take a little flathead screwdriver like this. And then what I did is I jumped them by touching these 2 pins right here. So those 2 pins right there, and they're part of JFP. They're called front panel, and that's basically the power switch. It's power plus and minus, power switch plus and minus, and then by jumping those, when the power turned on, that is actually how I turned on the PC. So that's how I did it without a power button. And it's okay. That's what we want to do. That's what the purpose of this episode is, to answer those questions. So yes, if I need to repeat something, let me know. Yeah, you complete the circuit. Yep, exactly. You are very welcome. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. So what we want to do is help people. There we go. That's awesome. That's what we wanted. Some buttons, yes, some motherboards do have a button. No, they don't. Why do all motherboards have the J on the headers? The J on the headers. What do you mean, KevTech? How do you turn it off? You just power. You just basically, you don't like, you're just going to use the power switch, or you shut it down in Windows. When the system is basically at a BIOS and a state, just turning off the power switch on here, I just basically flipped off the power switch on here. So that's what I did to turn it off. Nice, Saki Bomb. This PC before tax was $1,600. All the headers start with a J on the screen printing. I don't actually know, KevTech. I don't know if I know the answer to that question. I don't know if anybody else may do. I do. That's a good question. J is jumper. Oh, there you go. That makes sense. 39 guys, 11 subs away. Let's get those last subs. Those last few subs. 11. Let's get those last 11 so we can hit the second hype train with going towards 100. Okay, now when you remove a motherboard, a GPU, there's a little button down here unless you have an ASUS board, a newer Z690 ASUS board, but you need to remove this, push this little button right here, and you can see how it's like bigger here at the top. You're going to push that button so that way it removes, basically allows you to take the GPU out. If you don't, you can actually pull this whole clip out. But yeah, that's when I noticed that's what I was doing when I was putting my hand back there, was making sure I basically opened that so I could remove the GPU. It's getting better, OG. It's really, it's definitely getting better. It's a PCIe latch. Well, that's the official name. There you go. Dropping the knowledge. Thank you, AZ and Venom. Actually, I want it to go this way, don't I? Do you have 2 fans on the CPU cooler? No, I only have a single, which is more than enough for a 12600K. There we go. Okay, just putting this, just storing it for safety's sake. There we go. No, it does not. It does not get very hot at all. We had some here. I'll show you guys some numbers on it here in just a second, so you guys can see. So we'll find a 12600K. So just so people know, because we like to share, put this off to the side. 1 second, I'll show you guys some numbers on the 12600K, just performance, etc. Okay, now we have all this extra stuff basically put inside here. Our motherboard box is free. It's all the spare stuff for his build. And a motherboard box is a great place to store all that stuff. So if you ever need to go back, find manuals or extra extensions or whatever it is, great place to store all that stuff so it's in one easy location. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so there we go. All of that stuff, the extra stuff is put away now. And let me bring up some numbers for you guys so you guys can see what a 12600K. And then I'll take that as a chance to drink and all that stuff. Okay, so we have, I think we have it open already. No, this is not it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me find a 12600K. It's a 12400. Here's a 12600. This is actually a 12600K cooled by the exact same system with a 3050XC though, but should be good enough. So let me pull up this. Here we go. Okay, so here is a 12600K. You can see that under load CPU temps were 29 and 30 at idle right here, and then under load with this exact same cooler. So this is using a ASUS M.2 NH-U12S. There's the data right there. In a P360a, so this would be this exact build, 68 and 71 with closed case. So there's your performance numbers right there in terms of how it is. In terms of this build, if it was with a 30, this is with a 3050, but we're looking at 148 frames per second at 1080p, 135 on Metro Exodus with DLSS Ultra, Dirt 561, Borderlands 353, 200 frames per second at low visual settings on Apex Legends, 155 on COD, and 307 on Fortnite, and 270 on with streaming. And that's with the 3050, not a 3060. So it should be a pretty significant jump over a 30 on a 3060. So, but yeah, there's some numbers for you. We actually, so Orcast is talking about the V-True 5. So actually, we have tested that too. Here's the $800 build we have coming out. This was tested with the V-True V5 CPU cooler. And you can see, I mean, on a 12400, I'm pretty sure you can basically cool a V-True, a 12400 with air. The one thing I will say about the V-True is the actual, like, The actual installation mechanism for that cooler is garbage. Like it is not like it is. You are definitely can see that that's budget. I just think yeah, we weren't a huge fan. Yes, it did the job of cooling, but I would say I would rather get a Hyper 212 Evo, which has a much better mounting plate, basically, and is literally $7 more. So 3600, yeah, so 3600, yeah, some of them come with stock coolers, but this is, yeah, those come with stock coolers, and those are fine. But yeah, we tried the V5. We actually have it because we got a lot of feedback that, hey, we should check it out. From a cooling performance standpoint, it's fine. It's just saying the cooler was not like, it's definitely, you could definitely see it was budget. So, okay, now that this is done, we know that everything works. Now it's time to get this inside of the case. So, Made in America, man. Dude, we completely agree. I mean, disagree. So we did the V-True, and the V-True is like that bracket. Unless we just got a bad one, that bracket that versus the Hyper 212, the back bracket it goes into is chintzy. Like compared to the Hyper 212, yeah. So we did Intel. We did 12th gen Intel. It was an 11. It was 11700. So which is the only, yeah. It was with the 12400. So our Hyper 212, so the Hyper 212 that we tested, the V-True that we got, the V-True, I don't know, we'd have to test it against a newer Hyper 212. We can throw that in there. Oh yeah, no, yeah, I mean, this is, yeah, I can show you. We have both. Why not? We got time, I think. Yeah, it's 109. Oh, we don't have a ton of time. So here's our V-True. Where's our V? Oh, there's V5. Here's our V-True. Hyper 212. Evo V2. So this is their V2 Hyper 212. We have both right here. Ugh. Okay, so we did the fan, so the back plate for this thing. Let me show it to you. So this back plate with these screws, like you almost needed a third hand, like to get it to go all the way in was a real pain, right? Like, and because now you could use the sticky, that wouldn't be as big of an issue. But again, these just these don't go very deep. So that was our primary issue, was just doing the installation. And then this versus this, right? Significantly bigger and more, like, you know, in terms of just the installation and doing this. This is a lot easier. Look at how much higher the pins go up on this versus the on this one. And so all in all, like, I didn't notice that. You were saying that there's more cooling pipes. That I haven't looked at. We haven't used this one in a while. So this one has, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely got a bigger cooling plate. Yeah, so I mean, all in all, performance-wise, you're right. This probably performs a lot better. And like I said, on our 12400, it kept it like crazy nice, so. But yeah, the installation, not my favorite. Oh, are you talking about this one right here? the V-True. Well, I mean, like I said, we haven't, like, what we've tested against thus far has been fine. We haven't tested it on anything higher, but we can, for sure. We have one, because a lot of people are saying, hey, you should test this. You should use this cooler. I was like, okay, we'll use that cooler. Check it out. There we go. Apparently this has to fit in this side. Man, they get a lot of crap in this little box. There we go. That's better. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, you just got to do a build with it. But we did one, and so that was our feedback. We had no issue whatsoever with the cooling performance. The cooling performance was absolutely fine. But yeah, again, we're one of those people, it's like, hey, we had enough feedback on it that we were going to try it. Yeah, it has the same number of pipes as this does. Okay, so let's get this stripped now. So again, we've kind of shown you the first steps. Now it's time to get it inside the case. So this is our P360, one of my favorite budget cases. Just a great case to build in. It's like 89 bucks. Comes with two RGB fans and an RGB side strip. It's got a premium look at it without things like captive screws. It's just a really great case. And our performance inside of, like, for 12600, 12700, we've done a bunch of different builds in this. It's just good compatibility, all that sort of stuff. Oop, help if I unscrewed the bottom. So what we're doing right now, hope that works. Yep. So what we did is we took this one off and this one off. That got us the side. For the other side, we're just doing the same thing, unscrewing this. This one is a little bit different in the fact that to get to the screws and stuff, you got to pull the front off. Then down here at the bottom is right here, and there's your Eclipse, there's your extra components. So all your hard drive installations are in the front. And you actually can do I think you could actually do 3 drives if you wanted to. And you can still remove the front drive cage if you wanted to, just to make more room. There is an option there. You got SSD mounts that these just slide out really easy. You do have a lot of cable management room right here in the back, which is nice. And then it still actually supports, yeah, it doesn't have USB-C. That's the only thing it doesn't have. And then all the stuff is basically daisy chained. But yeah, pretty straightforward to build in. So we're gonna get all the cables out, stick it on its side like so. Put this down. Does a Ryzen 9 5950 and RTX make a good pair? Yes, that makes a great pair. I mean, you can't, pairing a 5950X and a 3090, you can't go wrong. I mean, if you're looking, I mean, it's weird. I mean, what are you doing with the rig? Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking out our shield. Okay, there you go. And then you're going to, basically what we're going to do is we're going to stick this in, display port, the HDMI. These are going to go in the bottom part. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop this down here, like so. And you're going to get good snaps. Some we don't see very often, but when you're done, it should look like this. So is how your I/O shield. Now, not every motherboard comes with a non-integrated I/O. In fact, nowadays most actually come with integrated I/O shields. We're choosing a budget Z690 board, which is why this is like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the motherboard out. The standoffs are already set for ATX in this case. We're just going to slide it in. This is always interesting with integrated I/O shields. Oh, that did not. That is the worst lineup I've ever seen. There we go. Okay, so when it's lined up, I'm gonna hold the motherboard in. When it's lined up, you wanna make sure that there's nothing popping in front of the different slots there. You wanna make sure that there's nothing popped in there. Now, one thing that some people do is they'll actually bend these back just to be a little bit safe. So that's an option that's completely up to you, but you just wanna make sure they're lined up nice and easily, just like that. So you wanna have like kind of like a nice clear access to each of the ports. You want to do that before you screw it down just to make sure it's good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our screws and accessories. Yeah, the 90s went there. Yeah, that's definitely true. Okay, there we go. Then they give you a good number of tweezers or zip ties, unless you're the Verge. Okay, so for this motherboard, the screws that we're going to be using to connect the motherboard in, they're going to have these little lips around them, little lips around the edge. Trying the thing there, little lips around the edge. There you go. There's that little lips around the edge, just like that. Are the ones we're going to use. We're going to install 9 of them. When you install these, you want to spin slow. You don't want to cross thread. You just want to spin it slow until it stops. Just to keep you from cross threading the screws. M. Arbinger, thank you very much, my man. Getting super close. 5 away. Let's get those last 5, guys. Okay, same thing, I'm just gonna do it here. Again, just slow, gentle. Once it's started and in, you can be a little bit more terse with it. Doing it here again, same thing. Think you're seeing a pattern of Robey putting screws in. What's up, Bob? Is that the battery in the middle? That's made in America. Thank you very much, my friend. Longtime supporter and one of our very elite techs. And also introduces me to a ton of new tech, I'll be honest. I like people who are like, a lot of people think that my tech specialists are just people who agree with me. And I'll be honest, we've had some discussions and they find things that I am wrong on. And so I really appreciate their different opinions, right? Like the thing is if you don't have people, I mean, it's weirdly biblical, but iron sharpening iron, like having people who basically you can work with to help you sharpen your skills. Like that's one of the things I really appreciate. People like Icy Sniper, Made in America, or Chaos, who will say stuff like, "Hey, I don't think that's right, Robey," or "I don't agree." I love that about our team and our techs, and so they also support. The only person who really bends like a noodle is Tom. That dude, no spine whatsoever. That guy just will agree with anything I say. But the techs, they're pretty good. You know, I'm just gonna say from there. Yeah, then they're the techs like Icy who just like to prove me wrong. And I'm okay with it, right? Like I like as long as I have done this, which, you know, to be clear, isn't as long as most people. There are plenty of things I like to learn, and so as doing that stuff, it always takes time, and so I appreciate having people who push back. And it's one of the things I actually love about the community, because you guys will push back, and then I will show you the data, and sometimes I'm wrong. So yeah, going from there. Yeah, that is true, Org. Robey got jokes, Tom. By the way, one thing I'm very excited about, and I did want to let you guys know, April 8th, mark it on your calendar. I know, well, I've done it for longer than that. I've just been doing this, like doing it streaming for 2 years. But yeah, it hasn't been terribly long. April 8th, Robeytech is going to be LN cooling, liquid nitrogen cooling with Kingpin at EVGA, April 8th. It will be live on stream, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys will start seeing them promote this pretty quick. But we are doing LN cooling. Robey's going to go, Kingpin's going to go teach Robey about it. So it should be super fun. That's going to be super awesome. So you guys have been asking for it. EVGA invited me. Kingpin offered to teach me. So that should be super cool. Yeah. Would adding another fan to push-pull a CPU cooler make it better for cooling? Absolutely, but it doesn't need it. You could absolutely do that and get better cooling. And the actual CPU, the cooler itself comes with more additions. Bring your own scissors. Lord, are you talking about Jacob? Yeah. Yeah, the numbers have definitely gone down, but I mean, we still have we actually have anywhere between, we usually have 800. Twitch is interesting, to be honest. I think some of it has to do with I went to an earlier time. We also have more people streaming PC builds. And so that has also been a thing as well, is just having more people stream PCs, which I think is awesome. Artesian, I know that they're dead, rest in peace, and that was a nightmare. But they actually took a lot of people away from us because they took over and did streaming, and so there was them too. So, I'm okay with it. We still pull healthy numbers, but yeah, it's not as big as it used to be. Back in December, yeah, it was pretty crazy. We used to get 1,600 people. And I just need to be, yeah, that's true, Org Chaos. As I become, I think part of it is not consistency sometimes, and so that's been something we've been working a lot better on, is also just being consistent about streaming all the time, and numbers are going back up again. So we're getting bigger numbers too. So I appreciate you guys keep me honest, you guys keep me grounded. I never pretend to be something I'm not, so I appreciate it. Let's drink some water though, and we'll do a dad joke. Yeah. Also back then I didn't have 250,000, well now more than that, 250,000 subscribers, 3 YouTube channels, TikTok, Instagram, and all that sort of stuff too. So let's take a look at dad jokes. You guys have been asking, and then we'll get back to the build. We actually don't have a whole lot left, so let's see what we got here. Dad joke. What do we got? Sorry. See what it says. I love that one. Oh my gosh. This one's good. Okay, this one was from Kip. I put root beer in a square glass so that I could get beer. That one was good. Oh my gosh. That one is good. Oh my gosh. What is a pirate's favorite letter? It isn't R because a pirate's first love is the sea. There you go. There's two levels of dad jokes there, but that one was still good. Yeah, that's true, Ultimate Techie. Yeah, no, Intel still hosts, and I still do a lot of stuff for Intel, and that business continues. Hosting continues to be another thing, is doing those sort of things. So, change the sub goal. Yes, ma'am. Okay, change the sub goal. They're like, Robey, change the sub goal. Okay, so we're on our way towards 100, guys. Ending, $100 Newegg gift card. $100, 50. Oh, we're at 51. 3. There we go. On our way up. And we're 205 of 500 YouTube likes. Okay, guys. So here's what we've got now. Build is basically inside of the Mobo. We're good there. I'm sorry. The build is basically inside of the case. So what we are going to do, what I would typically do is now what I'm going to do is hook up all my front panels. But the difference that I'm going to do versus what I regularly do is that I will not be doing any cable management. Our job right now is to get everything hooked up first, make sure it works before we do any cable management. If you are a first-time builder, this is what you would always do first to make sure that everything is fine. So we're going to go ahead and install our fan, and then we'll go, after we install our fan, we'll go ahead and put in our front panel connectors, because we do have one RGB fan that goes in the back, and this is our SK120. Hey, thanks, Snaps. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this a little bit different? Do you feel like I'm taking enough time to explain stuff? That's the stuff that I'm really working on here. Shale 101, what's the issue, man? Sorry I missed your question, but I'm just streaming on Newegg as well as twitch.tv/Robeytech. But what's your question, my friend? I'm sorry I missed it. Molden One, we do have parts links. We get them up there all the time. Have you heard of the new band 1023 megabytes? They're pretty good, but they don't have a gig yet. What does the battery do? So this is your CMOS battery. This basically is what keeps power, so your BIOS and settings and everything are still stored. Everybody, amazing like that one. Is the bottom middle screw missing? Yes, it is. I should get that fixed, Chris. I will fix that here in a second. Thank you for catching that, man. Wouldn't the best $499 build be a Steam Deck? Yes, I'd say at this point in time. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, so I'm not sure. What's up, Pokemon? Thank you for joining us over at Newegg. I'm streaming on my main channel too, but oh, it's okay, Shale. All good. All good. I stream also to Newegg, as you know, they do a lot of stuff for us. They're not like a sponsor, more like a home of sorts, but yeah. Well, we do that to give them content, so yeah. We're going to fix that missing screw. Thank you for catching that. And now, let's get our fan installed. Amazing stream. When we do that, we do confirm it does Twitch, because a Twitch person won last time. Amazing. We can see when we do it. We can see both Twitch and YouTube going in when they win. I mean, when they're entering. So we are getting both for sure. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is just putting the stickers that come. They're like stickers, but they're just dampeners. I just have a tendency to put them on both sides anyway, so you just don't lose them. But these basically are just noise dampeners for the fans. Phanteks keeps their cogs down by giving them separate. There we go. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, grab our fan there, get it lined up, put our fan in. There we go. So we're just screwing the fan in, holding the fan in as we do this. And there it is. Okay, so there's our fan installed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and run these cables back behind, just through here in the back here. Get it out the side view. Take this off. So what I'm going to do is take these, they're the two cables connected with the fan. I'm going to run these through here. Hi Mads, how are you? My daughter is in the channel. There we go right there. So we got that cable through now. So that takes care of that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to, Maddie is going to be on the show April 2nd. So next weekend, Maddie will be here. Yes, I think, next weekend. Yes, April 2nd, right? Is next weekend or is that the weekend after? But yeah, she'll be on the show and she'll be building a PC with another friend of mine's daughter. So they're gonna be building a PC together. Yeah, my daughter. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna be putting, will she bring a lunch? Yeah, everybody knows about that. Okay, so we're gonna zoom out a little bit. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna run all of our front panel connectors here. So this is gonna be our exhaust fan. That's gonna go right up here. Right there. Okay, so on this we've got our USB 3.2. Just like that. We're gonna put this, I'm gonna verify that that goes in the right place. Yep. So we're gonna run this right here. Just like that. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our, this is our HD audio cable. It says HD audio on it. HD audio is gonna go in this slot down here. And then you wanna make sure all your stuff is untwisted here. Okay. Then we have our other fans. These are all daisy chained. I think maybe they're daisy chained. Nope, they're not. Okay. So we have two fans that are the front fans. Let me see where I've got headers for these. Got one there. Man, I do not have a lot of fan headers. Okay, so we've got one fan header. Ooh, there's actually a number on the top. Yeah, we've got two fans at the top. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna run these actually up here. Up here. Actually, why don't I do this? I have a spare one. We're gonna grab a fan splitter. And we're gonna run this fan splitter right here. So this is a fan splitter, there's our fan header. Like that. Then we're gonna take our two fan connections, just connect them into this. Just like that. Okay, so there's that. And then everything else. And then the last thing I got to do is this is the RGB for all the fans. This has got to get plugged into this, so this daisy chains together. So there we go. So there's our daisy chain. And then we have the last part is we have an RGB. Looks like we have an RGB connection there. So we're going to run this RGB right here. Hopefully there's a 3-pin there. We'll find out. I think there is. And then we're going to take our front panel header, of which there's only one. And we're going to run that front panel header right here. There's all of our front panel connections are now all ready to be connected to the actual PC. So we're going to flip this over. Okay. So first what we're going to take is our USB 3.2. You want to go to a 90-degree angle and you want to just basically come right down. There's a good chance of bending pins here. Just pops in just like that. Okay, now we're going to take our front panel connection. This is just the power switch. Goes in the bottom right. I'll zoom in so I can show you guys a little bit better that particular plug. Over here, we've got all our RGB and everything. First thing we're going to do is hook up our fan. Just going to hook up right here. This is our fan splitter. Goes right there. Ow, that hurt. HD audio, we're going to push all the way over here. And then the last one we have is our RGB, which that is not an RGB header. We have a 4-pin RGB header. We have a 3-pin RGB header. You don't actually need it because you have an LED button. Yeah, you do. You have an LED button, but I was trying to see if we had... Oh, no, never mind. I found one. It's right here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to take this... Okay. So we're going to take this RGB header right here, and we're going to put it back in the front one. Actually... Yeah, we're going to put it back in the front one here. So run this up to the front. I'm going to slide this little thing down like that. And we're going to plug in the RGB right here. A little bit more push. There we go. Okay, so let me zoom in so you guys can see all the cables I've just connected just a little bit better. Okay, so here at the bottom, that right there is our power switch. You can see it's actually plugged into the power switch connection, which is 2 pins over from the top. This is our RGB, or the 5-volt RGB header for basically all the color. Over here we have our HD audio, and then behind that is a fan header right there. You can see it right there. There's our fan header with a split. This is our USB 3.2 connection. And then up here at the top, we have some more fans. And this is our only fan, which is, sounds bad. Only fans, and this is for our CPU. This is for our exhaust fan. We're gonna plug that in right here. Thank you for the bit love, guys. Just gonna push that down. Okay, so now all of our fans are connected. Everything, all of our front panels are connected. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and hook up our GPU, get that installed, and put in all of our cable extensions is the next step. So we're gonna grab our cable extensions, which I put right here. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we go right there. Grab our cable combs. There's that. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do, grab our cable combs and get these cables in. Okay, so like I said, one of the things I do is I'll test fit, see where this is going to go. Once I know the direction this is going to get plugged in, that's when I'll start adding my cable combs. And I'll do 3 on this one, and then I'll do 1 or 2 on the EPS connection. So I'll do 3 cable combs on this. These cable combs are some of the easier ones to install from Asia Horse. Their new ones are harder, but they look nicer. We've already seen the best part of the stream, huh? Well, they only gave me 3 on this one. Interesting. Do I have another PSU? What do you mean? Ultimate Techie. Yeah, Farger, I know that feeling. Especially when you're on stream and you do it, you're like, what? There we go. Oh, he's talking to them. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do is got that in, run that through there, pull it through. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pull this. Okay, so there's our first screw, first one in. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my CPU connection, which looks like this. It's got a 4 split. Again, seeing which direction it goes in, grabbing my cable combs for it. There we go. There's that one and one more. Let's make it look nice. Okay, now we're going to do, put it in like that, run that through the back. So this just goes right up like this. It's okay, PC guy. Thanks for coming in and tuning in though. Okay, so that's in. Okay, so now we're going to put our GPU in. Okay, so a little bit different on this case. Spin it around here so you guys can see. We got a little bracket thing here. Loosen that. Take it off. I don't like doing it with it on. Some people can screw it up or you know, basically make it lift up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, go to top down. I'm going to look and see the silver right here. This is where I'm going to be putting in the GPU. I'm going to go to the left and I'm going to find the hole that's lined up with that. So I'm going to unscrew that one and the one underneath. There we go. And there we go. Unscrew those and remove both of those little brackets. Now we've already done all the peels and stuff. So SFP's done. He doesn't want to watch anymore. But for everybody else, we're going to go ahead and put our GPU in. There we go. Okay, we're going to pull this out. Here's our GPU. Throw that back in. Put the little cover back in. There we go. Oops. Forgot to put the top back on. There we go. No, the peel's already done, Muzza. We did them earlier when we did the bench testing for the build. We're doing this build a little bit different. We're showing how you should do it if you're a new builder. Not what Robeytech does, because Robeytech builds too many PCs. So sometimes he throws caution to the wind. This is if I was a new builder. So what we're going to do is we're going to now take our GPU, slide it in just like this, and then line it up with that top slot, just like so. Weird. Try this a little bit differently. Get a little bit lower. Oh, I'm going to pull this, sorry. It's keeping it from getting all the way to the edge. There we go, that's better. Okay, and then we're just going to top it down. Just like that. Nice solid click. Okay, now that your GPU is in, I'm going to grab our 2 tension screws. Screw this in. One more time. Okay, so there's our tension screws. And we're going to go to our side view again. Put this on. And then re-screw this back on. Just like that. One more. And there we go. Okay, so this is all in. Everything is in and good to go. Just going to take our last cable extension, take these other ones and put them in the motherboard box for the gentleman. We're going to add our same thing, just basically going to top down. We're going to see, I don't need it to be this low. There we go. Then what we're going to do is just, okay, this is going to go in this way, so we're going to put in our last of our cable combs. There we go, just like that. Yeah, it is kind of interesting, right, when you have a 3060 versus like you guys are used to seeing all those crazy 3 pins. Some of them do. Like, I talked to Jacob over at EVGA and I was like, can you please just include 3 or 4 singles without like the splitter? This one should have, there's usually at least one. Okay, so the one thing that's really nice about the Phanteks, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, is the Phanteks, which I love. I love cases that do this. I still wish more cases did. It's a little hole right here. Just going to run that right through, like so. Pop that in right there. There you go. I'll give it one more, actually. So you push one down below the hole. There we go. Okay, so we got our single screw there, and we're good there. Okay, now, this is where things are a little bit different. Typically, Robey would turn this over and start cable managing, but I'm not going to do that yet. What I want to do is verify. It's like, hey, I've got everything connected. Does it actually work? So now I'm gonna verify that it works in posts. Not everything's connected before I do any cable management, which is my recommendation. Some people will say, hey, cable manage as you go, but if somebody uses a new builder, if you've never done this before, you want to make sure everything's correct before you cable manage and make sure it's all good. So we're going to go and go to CamLink, pop this up. So I'm going to put this off to the side like so, and I'm going to just put my PSU out. Now, I will say, one of the things that I do that's different is I'll keep my PSU out, because I like to, then I'll disconnect my PSU, then cable manage everything. It's a lot easier to move the case around back and forth without a PSU in. PSUs are heavy, so it's just a little bit easier. So I have a tendency to just now at this point in time plug it in, make sure it all works, and then I'll start the cable management process. Now for this build, I do need one. Okay, so I have all the cables that I've already done because we did the testing. There's our PSU screws. Here's the jumper. Yeah, for instance, this one on EVGA, you were saying, hey, I wish it had a single, this is a single VGA cable. It's only one. It's not daisy chained at all. And then I just need one SATA. There we go. One SATA. Rest of these go in here. Now I just need my little snips. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our PSU, which remember, we're extra testy here. It sounds bad, but we've tested numerous times, and you can see that's kind of my theme here for this build is about being diligent and cautious, right? Is the way. PC Guy, thank you very much for the subs. Diligent and cautious, right, is the theme here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and grab all of our cables. So from top down, cables that we need to plug in is our SATA, because we have one of these. Oops. There you go. There you go. So we got our SATA we've plugged in. Next one is CPU. Like I said, there's a split. The one that is not split is the one that plugs into the PSU. Just plug that into the CPU connection. There we go. And then we're going to take our VGA. The part that's not split, this is going to go into the graphics card. This is going to go into the PSU. So the part that's not split plugs into VGA 1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this one. Is our motherboard. The part that is split goes into the PSU, unlike every other one where the part that's not split is actually going to plug into the cable. Okay, so all that's in. I'm just going to set it out. Off to the side. Got our little things here. Just kind of have it off like this. Now we're going to go to our side view. So we're going to take our VGA, plug this into the VGA port right here. VGA cable. It's right there. It's the only 8-pin. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our CPU, plug it into CPU up here. There we go. And we're going to take our SATA. There's a single SATA plug down here. This is for your RGB. Plug that in. And then we're going to take our motherboard one, plug that into the cable extension here. Okay, so everything's plugged in, nothing's cable managed. Yes, the front looks spectacular, but that's just because Robey did it. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take our cables. So we're going to plug in VGA. HDMI, sorry. Plug in our power. And I would always recommend HDMI, guys. Don't use DisplayPort. HDMI actually has more. And then we're gonna plug in our network. So HDMI has more compatibility, less compatibility issues. So I'd always recommend testing with HDMI, then going to DisplayPort afterwards, but just from there. Okay, so we got it turned on. Let's go to Cam Link. And now the hope is to verify that this actually works. So we've got it all plugged in. We haven't cable managed yet, but everything should work. So we're going to go ahead and hit power. And look at that. Okay, PC does turn on. So we're just waiting. We're just going to make sure we get a post. And we are posted. Okay, so at this point in time, we've now verified everything is installed. Everything works. Should I run my 4K PC on my DisplayPort or my PC or DisplayPort? Should I run 4K on my PC or... I don't understand the question. PC guy, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs, man. 63. So we are posted. I haven't Lakota, but I would tell you that I would... If you're going to do heavy... I've heard doing hardcore overclocking, it's actually better to either do cable... Not do cable extensions, but to actually do cable replacements, so like cable mod kits. Or just run the native CPS EPU power. so there it is right there. So it does work. It does work. We're good there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shut it off. We know we've posted. We're everything good. Now we're going to go ahead and do our cable management, which in this build is not going to take a ton of time. So we can hold down the power here because now it's all connected. Get that off to the side. And we're just going to disconnect this. Oh, actually, I should have kept all this stuff. Never mind, I'm going to keep this connected. What am I doing? Never mind, keep those connected. I'm just going to disconnect them from the PC. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect my... Here we go. Let's go so you guys can see the side there. I'm trying to make sure you guys get all this stuff visibly. Cooldown is complete, by the way, for Hype Train. Okay, so we're going to pull that. Pull this. Let's get that last Hype Train, guys. And there is... Okay. So now our PSU is done. What we're going to do now is set it down and get our cables controlled, which is easy. So while we're doing that, we can do Hype Train. Go to top down. Hey, Jay Jetplane, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Jay Jetplane getting it kicked off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start figuring out, I'm going to take care of the top. So when I do cable management for my thing, I'm going to start at the top. It's usually the easiest place to start. Fine with disconnecting things to get it to run a little bit nicer. There we go. There we go. Slimy Goose praying I'm good. JJet Plane. There we go, guys. We're super close to Hype Train at this point. And then we're going to plug this back in. So what I'm going to do here is these, I'm just going to basically get controlled. Turdog, 5 gifted subs. One more, and we have got Quorum, and we'll kick off Hype Train, guys. Okay, there we go. One more action. That could be a thing. Hype Train super close, guys. Radar, 5 bits, but we got to get a little bit more than that. Vicar of Mayhem, did he make it happen? 100 bits. There it is. Hype Train is going. See if we can get to 100 subs, guys, because then we'll give away a $100 Newegg gift card. Okay, now at this point in time, what we're going to try and do is get everything to line up here on the left. So stuff I don't need, anything like that. And given that this is a pretty simple build, we're going to do a spine method for the thing. But again, we got the top clean now. There we go. Cover some of this with the snaps. Thank you very much. Maximum Goal, Mick Wilshire Baggins, SRT Baltazar, Radar TNT. Look at all you guys dropping those bits. Getting it to level 3, guys. Let's keep it going. We need 12. Igor, 1 gifted sub. Thank you very much, Mr. Igor. Okay, then we're going to use the little tie down here. Feel free to use those. It ends up looking a lot neater. There we go. Okay, there we go. Nice little clean look there. This is going to be on the up. Okay, so now that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this little section down here. We do have some tie down locations up here at the top. That'll help us bring this over. Thank you very much, guys. Level 4, 11 away. No, 20 away. Sorry, 20 away. 20 away. Let's get that 100. Okay, and then what we're going to use these to kind of just make things look nice. Make sure you turn the, zip tie the right direction. Come on, there we go. There we go. Level 4, guys, 2 minutes and 41 seconds. What's up, Mr. Burnstar? 246 likes over on YouTube, by the way, guys. Don't forget we have another giveaway there too. Okay, just getting this all zip tied closed. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of this. Now what we have is we have these little dangling bits down here. Call them dangling bits. So we'll go ahead and close this out because we don't need to worry about this. Well, I'll use this here in a minute to hold the other power cable. There we go. And that'll go on top. Come on, guys, 1 minute and 29 seconds. Let's not let it fall to the wayside. We can do it. Now what we're going to do here is we're just going to basically create little clumps. Just kind of get this out of the way and clump these up. $55 seconds, guys. Come on, let's get it out there. Radar TNT, TJC dropping 5 gifted subs. There we go. Thank you, TJ. Coming in clutch there. Our clutch supporters waiting for the end. Taking us to level 5. We're close, guys. Almost there. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, we're going to go ahead and clean up the little bits we have left here. There we go. Three minutes, 59 seconds, guys. Finish it out. There we go. Okay, that takes care of that. Cut this. There we go. And that'll be the last one. In a build like this, it's not even, it just doesn't take that much time. It's just about getting it. There you go. There you go. Now you've got cable management. Build looks good and nice. We can put our PSU in now. Looks clean. One more. 12 away, guys. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Come on, let's finish it out. One more. Let's get that. Let's get to 100. K-Dog, thank you very much for the subscription. Remember, guys, 3070 Ti up for grabs this month. If you guys want to get in on that, twitch.tv/Robeytech. Use your Prime sub. You get a free Prime sub, and you can enter to win. You can enter to win a free 3070 Ti. So that in and of itself, plus extra entries on all those giveaways that are currently happening. We have 2 PC giveaways that subs get extra entries to. So some extra bops, some extra bonus there for those. Okay, guys, everything is done. Cable management's done. Now what we're going to do is just slide this in. Just like that. All the same cables we've already tested. Vampire Zelda Prime. Thank you very much. 1 minute, guys. Let's not get it. Let's not get it to the end. We want to make sure we unlock that giveaway. 1 minute. We need a 10 drop. One 10 drop would get it all. Unlock the big giveaway, everything. $50 seconds. Who's going to be the clutch on this one? $30 seconds. TJC5. We're so close. We need one more. One more 5 drop. Who's going to do it? 20 seconds. We're 5 away. 17, 16. B-Mock, there he is. B-Mock K coming in clutch. The man who told us about the cooler. Thank you very much, B-Mock. There it is, and we're at 100. Gunlagger also driven 5. All those people coming in at the very end to make sure we're safe to good. Choo-choo, there it is. Thank you very much for all that support, guys. Right at the end here with the thing. Thank you very much to my incredible supporters as well. You guys always make it, and I know you go in above and beyond. So thank you for that. Okay. Last cables to get plugged in. The build is done. Just got to plug in our last cables. We know everything works. We've already tested it. And then we're done. Okay, so popping this in. At the buzzer, that's right. We have kind of a weird option here, so I'm going to take advantage of it. There's somewhere along. Okay, guys, yeah, now all we have left, which is likes are free. All you got to do is head over to YouTube, hit that like button, because we got one more. All we got to get is 500 likes. How are we doing on likes on YouTube? Well, that just disappeared. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we got this one. 272 of 500, guys. We got a long way to go. Need some of the folks to go over there. We have 371 people over on Twitch right now. If everybody could just go over there, hit that thumb up button on Twitch, you can unlock that next goal for the giveaway. It is Deathnade. It's the P360a. There we go. Yeah, on YouTube, guys, not on Twitch. YouTube.com/Robeytech. It's streaming right now. Hit that thumb up button. We're good. There we go. There we go, there's that. Next up is our CPU. Last connection for the, besides the VGA, but last of the power connections here. Okay, so let's do this right here. 290, guys. Keep it going. Go hit that thumbs up. Here we go. Okay, last connection after this is our VGA. There we go. There it is right there. Okay. Okay, last connection. There we go. There we go, and one more. Zip tie, and then we've got all the zip ties and all the cables are all managed and good and clean and there we go. There it is. There we go. Okay, all cables are in, everything done. Now, at this point in time, you've tested everything. Everything's hooked up the same way. All we did was just cable manage, so there's no question of whether it's going to boot when we turn it on, unless I did something really weird, which would be impressive, but, you know, hey, you never know. This is Robeytech. But there is our cable managed build. Looks clean. There we go. Okay, so let's get the case put back together. Okay, put that right there. Let's get the... We obviously know this all works because we've tested it twice. Build's done. There we go. Some people might be like, well, Robey, as a new builder, why are you putting the back cover on? Because I am really confident at this point in time that it is all going to work. We've tested it. We've tested with the PSU. All we've done was cable control. That's all we've done. So there it is right there. Okay, so we are going to be very quick, guys, because I am going to be late to my family things. We're going to be quick running through deals real quick, and then afterwards we will we'll do giveaways and get you guys out of here. We got 200 likes still, guys, if you want to finish that out, and then we'll do our giveaways here in just a second. So... There we go, and then we'll turn it on and do giveaways. There we go. Build came out good, don't you think? Okay, so let's go through this real quick. It's all of our stuff from testing. Okay. So RobeyTechDeals.com, you guys know the deals. You know the deal. This is the best place to come if you want to see our schedule, if you want to see our stream builds, all the parts we put in here. For instance, if you click up here on stream builds and you wanted to build this exact PC because you love the look of it, all of the parts are there, plus the cheapest price. I think you could actually build this PC right now. All of the stuff is in stock, and there's all your parts for you. Let's see what deals, though, our guy Tom got unlocked today. Okay, so starting with the top one, Cooler Master NR200 SFF. This is the non-P version. Mini ITX case, 80 bucks. Wow, that's a great deal. 80 bucks for that. Team T-Force Vulcan Z 32 gigs. This is the same RAM we used in our $1,000 build. You know, this is actually just a really great kit. Oh no, sorry, that was 16. This is 32 for $99.99. Just no frills, just you know, solid amount of RAM. Elgato Wave 3. You should go back and check out our Amazon stream for this. Super high quality mic. Plus, you get all of the control via their Wave Mix control software. Really, really great mic. $113 if you want to get into streaming. Absolutely great mic. Plus, just a lot of options for it. Probably one of the best. I mean, people really, really enjoyed me. They were like, please stop using the live, use this mic. Unfortunately, that becomes really hard. Gigabyte Z690 Aorus Elite. If you guys want to see this board, we're actually going to be using this in the compact, the Fractal Compact build on Monday. We are using this exact same board. This is an LGA 1700 DDR4. $30 off, so $239.99 if you're a big Aorus fan. Corsair 5000D Temper Glass, their white case, $129.99 plus a $20 rebate. And then the 5 terabyte Passport Ultra Blue, if you're looking for a big external drive, USB-C, $40 off, making it $119. Pretty much my top ones are the Elgato. I definitely say, especially if you're looking into streaming, the Elgato Wave 3 and probably the NR200P. The other ones are just kind of, I mean, they're kind of good deals, but not my favorite. But anyway, good job, Tom. Everybody say good job, Tom. For that and for being so awesome. Good job, Tom, on those ones. But the PC is done. We're going to turn it on in just a second. But that's the deals for today. Good job, Tom. He had a really good one for that Crucial, but the Crucial, I guess it just sold out. And so, which is Tom's fault because he bought them all. But there is Tom. Okay, so let's get this turned on. We've turned it. This is the third time we've turned it on, which is what where you should be from if you're a new builder. It's just about caution, testing as you go, all that sort of stuff. So we're going to get this plugged in, put it in mood mode, then we'll start our giveaways. There we go. There's that. And boom. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into mood mode. And there it is. Mood mode is on. And let's turn it on. Oops, let's turn the switch on. There you go. Turn the switch on. There it is. The build is on. It is done. It looks beautiful. And there we go. From the front, there's the whole thing. So there's that whole thing. Looks really, really good. Very, very nice looking build. Like I said, $1,600. Where we spent some extra money. There's definitely money you could save on this, but RGB RAM, a really higher end 3060, some like a Z690 board. Definitely some place you could save to get this down to $1,000 if you really wanted to, which is what we kind of did. Yeah, always show the front to back. Yeah, there it is right there. So there it is right there. There is the build. Let's get your giveaway going though. So let's put it on the side camera. I'm going to get this a little bit lined up for you. You can get a better view of it. There you go. There's that side camera view. Hopefully it's not frozen. There's that side camera view for you. And let's start our first one. Doesn't look like we actually got the likes on YouTube. I appreciate everybody going over there and hitting that button. CPU fan is working. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's working. There it is right there. You can see it's working. CPU fan's working. Yeah. Everything's fine. Everything on the build is working as intended. And we are posted, by the way. I know that was something else I forgot to show you, but here's the post. Yeah, there's just no RGB on it, but there's the post right there. And so it is posted and it is good. Okay, let's start our first giveaway. We're going to give away one 250 gig NVMe SSD. Please continue to hit that thumbs up, guys. Also, don't forget, at the end of the stream, leave a quality comment. Leave a comment. Let us know something you liked, you didn't like. You could win $25 just for leaving a good comment. And just make sure that all you have to do is you have to like and subscribe, and you have to have left a way for us to contact you in your YouTube profile, like your email address. But yeah, there it is right there. Okay, let's start our first giveaway. CloudBot. We're going to see if this works today. Hasn't been working for a while. Okay. There we go, hitting save. It's not, this just does not want to. Okay, I'm going to hit this to, oh, here we go. Let me see if, does this work now? Oh, it worked. Okay, cool. Okay, gonna do the first one. Exclamation point community. 250 gig NVMe SSD. We're gonna pick one winner. 250 gig NVMe SSD. Go ahead and hit that button, guys. Exclamation point community. Oh, there. Hey, you're getting confirmation. Sorry about that. I didn't know you guys will get that. Subs get extra entries for giveaways. So you're seeing those numbers there. That's your extra entries for subs. Now remember, you have to be over at, we're seeing YouTube and Twitch, folks. Yeah, there you go. You do have to be over at twitch.tv/Robeytech to get your entries, guys. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing here. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. Yeah, and you guys, you do have to make sure if you're going to win that YouTube one, you have to make sure you have a way for us to contact you via your YouTube profile, or we will not be able to get a hold of you. So please make sure you have that on your YouTube profile. So it has to be an email. Man, that build looks really good. Okay, picking our winner. Congratulations to Guess What's Inside. Guess what is inside? You are the winner of the 250 gig NVMe SSD. You are the winner of the 250 gig NVMe SSDs. Okay, next one is going to be exclamation point Newegg now. This is for a $100 Newegg gift card. Exclamation point Newegg now. Why does it? There we go. Okay, starting that right now. $100 Newegg gift card. Exclamation point Newegg now. Okay, so while this is going on, guys, just as a reminder for the rest of the week, we are back on Monday. We're going to be building in the Fractal Torrent Compact. So it is actually going to be a different build. That's going to be an all Aorus build. So we're actually, every part and component we're doing in it is Aorus, plus a deep rock, deep cool air cooler. So we actually are going to be another air-cooled build, of like a series of air-cooled builds, because we've just been having these great airflow cases. So that's going to be happening on Monday. And then we are back. Tuesday we have Amazon. We're going to be doing a Corsair Amazon stream, so that's going to be happening on Tuesday. And then we have Thursday. We're going to, I think it's another, yeah, it's another nice, even, what's the word I'm looking for? Commission build. So some good commission builds. So that's what's coming up for the rest of the week. Also, don't forget, at the very end of the stream, we're going to be going offline. Make sure you pop in, leave a comment. Make sure that you have a feedback, an email in your YouTube profile, so we can get a hold of you guys and reach out. You can win 25 bucks. It's our great way of getting feedback. So let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, anything like that, just so we can help improve and make these better. I want to give a huge shout to our this week's winner, this week's big supporters, Farger32, Igor 1980, and Psycho for being our top, basically this week's top subs. And don't forget, we still have those giveaways that are currently live. Make sure that you head on over to robeytechdeals.com. The giveaways are there. We've got the Seagate giveaway and that $1,000 PC giveaway that are both live as well. And remember, subs, you get extra entries on those giveaways, and those are full PCs, not just including GPUs. And so we still have a couple more weeks left also in that 3070 Ti giveaway. So if you have your Amazon Prime sub, drop your free Prime sub and be entered to win to a GPU. So anyway, guys, picking our winner, 5 seconds, and then we'll pick our winner. And picking our winner now, congratulations to Ferg Cow over on Twitch. Congratulations, Ferg Cow. You are the winner of the $100 Newegg gift card. And thank you very much, Fifth Lament, for the 1 month Tier 1 sub. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys had a great show. I hope there was some things that you got to learn from this. Again, the whole point of this was to take a time, show you how to do a build end to end. If this was going to be your first PC, I hope you learned a couple things. I know some people did. Outside of that, I hope you enjoy the show. We will see you guys on Monday for another full build in a brand new case. Outside of that, have a great weekend and enjoy F1 tomorrow. Go McLaren. Bye, guys.